Hello, welcome back to Faces of Truth, where we attempt to help Americans think for themselves again, and in the process, bring truth to the minds of humanity. My name is Alexander McCauley. In the next few minutes, I'd like to talk about about something that most liberals refuse to admit. We hear from the left that solar and wind are the wave of the future, that they are alternative energy technologies, that they will replace carbon-based fuels in generating electricity, etc. This is impossible. Why? Because they're still too far, they're still too inefficient to keep up with the load requirement. Now, the only way that these technologies would be able to keep up with the load requirement is if a lot of humanity was gotten rid of. How do you do that? Well, in some cases, they've been proposing space exploration. This would be my chosen way of relieving the population density on Earth, which doesn't really need to be relieved, but, they want to relieve it. But they also have methods of culling the herd, such as medical manipulation, dietary or malnutrition, and genetic modification of present day infections. The point of this presentation was not to go into all of that, although in future episodes I might. But the point I was trying to make right now is that solar and wind, even tidal generators, are great supplementary sources of energy. Usually, they can be most effectively applied on an individual basis. You try to centralize these technologies, and it gets massively hard to equalize the power across the grids in any location. They keep on saying we need a grid around the world to be able to fully utilize these resources to their full potential. Centralized with stations that can store the power during the day, and since there's always a portion of Earth that's under daylight, that those stations can provide power for the rest of the world while it's nighttime. This again won't work because centralized supplemental energy, and that's what I call it, supplemental. It's not alternative, it's supplemental, is a pipe dream. Now, why do I say this when my specialty is supplemental energy? Because if you do it on an individual basis, you could get yourself off grid with certain systems that include solar and wind. But the thing is, the solar and wind are not used to charge the batteries. They're used to run a more efficient generator system that charges the batteries. So you're using a less efficient system to run a more efficient system which charges your batteries. And you also split your battery pack so that the battery pack, as it discharges, can help the solar panels and the wind turbines out. This year, we've been finding that wind power is entirely inefficient in wintertime. The turbines freeze solid and will not move. Germany, where they have acres of wind power generation, has gone back to coal because all the wind turbines have frozen solid. There is no way to thaw the bearings to have the extensive wind power that has been being generated by these extreme cold fronts collected. So, my point is, wind and solar are supplemental energy technologies when you're considering the grid. If you're considering it on an individual basis with them helping to run a generator, a more efficient generator, that is run off of half the battery pack as it discharges, and the solar and wind generators, then you've got a viable supplemental energy supply that can provide your dwelling with as much energy as you need indefinitely in case the grid goes down. With all of this, we have to continue to look at these problems with level heads. Thank you very much for watching. This has been, if you enjoyed the presentation, please like, subscribe, share, comment below. Make sure that you make your comments clean, because this is going out to everyone I can reach. This has been Faces of Truth Live, where we attempt to help Americans think for themselves again, and by doing so, spread truth throughout the minds of humanity. My name is Alexander McCauley. This has been a production of Muck Alternatives Media. Thank you for watching. See you next time.